A decision by President Muhammadu Buhari to replace the current economic management team led by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo with an economic advisory council is one that has received both praises and criticism. Many had commended the president, saying the new team comprises of experts who have what it takes to positively turn the country's economy around. However, some Nigerians have argued that a kind of conflict may have arisen between the new advisory council and the National Economic Council. In an interview with TV360 Nigeria, CEO of Grand Renaissance International Limited, Obinaya, suggests a coordination between both teams for the ultimate good of the country.
I can tell you for free that the president does not have enough time to engage in 193 member countries that would be at the UNGA 74, United Nations General Assembly. And then he's receiving ambassadors, receiving letters of credence, and admitting them into our country as a receiving state. I believe strongly that delegation of authority was behind him setting up the EMT and allowing the vice president, an erudite professor who has played in the private space, to manage it then. I do not think much has changed. We may not have scored 100% with the EMT managed by the vice president and the chief economic advisor. In order not to create a wrong impression, I still believe that the National Economic Council, under the supervision of the vice president, I still believe that the vice president should be allowed to coordinate, or you get the Minister of Finance, or get the National Planning Commission and the rest of them to work together so that we'll have one presidency, one economy, one people driving one agenda.
Still on the newly constituted National Advisory Council, Managing Director of Cowrie Assets Limited, Johnson Chukwu, has also been expressing his thoughts on the formation of the team. Chukwu, on his part, is concerned about the absence of the members of the Executive Council, including the Central Bank Governor and Minister of Finance from the new team.
The Central Bank Governor should have come in as an observer or at the minimum in advisory capacity so that he'll be part of the deliberations and also share in the logic of that would underline some of the recommendations that the committee will come up with. And that will help him form an opinion of how to accept or how to relate with some of those recommendations. In the first place, the Central Bank enjoys policy autonomy. So whatever recommendation they make to the president cannot hand it down to the Central Bank Governor and expect him to implement it. So, and that's why, like you rightly said, the Central Bank Governor should have been there, but not as a member, because that would have compromised his independence, but as an advisor or as an observer. And that way, he would have been involved in the interactions and the discussion that would take place in the committee's deliberations. And that person also expected that the president would have brought in as a full member is the Minister of Finance and Economic Planning, because a lot of the recommendations of the committee advisory council will be either on monetary policies or fiscal policies. Monetary policies, they may not have the powers. In fact, they advise in the first place, but the president may not have the powers based on the instant law to give out orders on the implementation of those recommendations. But as it relates to the fiscal side of it, you don't expect the president to just hand over decisions reached by the council to the Minister of Finance and expect her to start implementing that. So it would have been necessary that these key members of the Executive Council, particularly those with relevant economic management ministries, are involved or part of this advisory council, so that they will be involved in the formulation of the policies that they are going to implement. Otherwise, if you hand over the policies to them or the recommendations to them, they are likely not going to implement them as thought out.